She cheated and lied. Now her wedding is ruined. We were together for 6 years. It started with a meet-cute, so stupid it might have come from a Netflix script. Her name was Emily. I spilled coffee on her jeans at a campus cafe during our sophomore year. She laughed it off. I offered to pay for dry cleaning. And by the end of that week, we'd had 2 dates and an impromptu stargazing night on her apartment rooftop. She was luminous. That's the word that always came to mind. She had this energy that filled the room without trying, and somehow, despite my socially anxious, overthinking brain, I made her laugh. I fell hard. We moved in together after graduation. Got a dog, a goofy golden retriever named Baxter. Talked about marriage, kids, a future. And for the longest time, I thought we were solid, until I learned I was the punchline of the joke. It started small, as it always does. Emily's phone, which used to live casually on the coffee table or kitchen counter, suddenly never left her side. Her work hours randomly extended, often on Fridays. The text she sent me became robotic. One-word replies. No emojis. No love you. Just cold. I tried to brush it off. She's just tired. She's busy. She's stressed. That's what I told myself every time the knot in my stomach tightened. But the knot never left. It grew roots. So one day, I did the thing I swore I'd never do in a relationship. I snooped. While she was in the shower, her phone buzzed on the nightstand. Face down. Instinctively, I flipped it over. Can't wait to see you tonight, winking face. From Jason. Jason, my best friend. Jason and I had known each other since we were 13. Middle school locker neighbors. Halo tournaments in his basement. He was the best man I hadn't officially asked yet. And he was sleeping with my girlfriend. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just watched. Watched as message after message painted a story I never wanted to read. Screenshots. Photos. Voice notes. The whole thing had been going on for almost a year. A year of lies. Of them smiling in my face. Of pretending. She came out of the shower, wrapped in a towel, humming something off-key. I put the phone down and looked at her like she was a stranger who had murdered the woman I loved and was wearing her skin. I didn't say a word. Not yet. I could have confronted them then and there. I could have thrown her phone across the room and kicked him in the teeth. But no. They want to play dirty? I could play along. I started planning. Quietly. Carefully. Ruthlessly. First, I made a backup of everything I found. Photos, chats, emails. Store it all on a separate drive hidden behind an old stereo in our garage. Then, I started untangling myself. Financially. Socially. Legally. I transferred the lease on our apartment to her name, claiming I wanted her to feel more independent. Took my name off the joint bank account. Stopped using shared apps. Bit by bit, I vanished from the infrastructure of our life, all while pretending everything was fine. She didn't notice. Too busy texting Jason from the bathroom while I made dinner. 2 months later, I told her I got a job offer in another state. A great opportunity. Couldn't pass it up. Told her I needed to go ahead first, get settled, and she could join me once things were stable. She pretended to be sad. Cried a little. Said she'd miss me. I almost laughed. I packed 2 suitcases. Left Baxter with her while I got set up. Told her I loved her before I walked out. I never moved. Never took the job. Just got an Airbnb 2 towns over and ghosted. Blocked her. Deleted socials. Changed my number. Disappeared. Let them figure it out. For a while, I heard from mutual friends that she was freaking out. That Jason moved in with her. That they were trying to track me down. But I was already gone, at least from their world. I rebuilt mine. Quietly. Patiently. And waited. For years past. I worked. Traveled. Built a career in tech consulting. Moved to a new city. Made peace with the fact that closure was a fantasy. Until one day, out of nowhere, a Facebook message popped up from a mutual friend I hadn't spoken to in years. Hey man, I know it's weird after all this time, but I thought you should see this. Attached was a wedding announcement. Emily and Jason. To love, laughter, and the one who always had my heart. Spring wedding. Vineyard venue. Dozens of shared friends invited. They were getting married. I stared at the screen for a long, long time, and then I smiled. By then, I had money, connections, time. I could have just exposed them publicly, posted screenshots, sent emails, ruined reputations. But no, that was too easy. I wanted the collapse to be slow, surgical, poetic. So I began. First, I reconnected with a few mutuals. Casually, friendly chats. How's life? What's new? I started dropping stories about how Emily and I broke up, told just a bit differently each time. One version, she cheated. Another version, she confessed and I forgave her. But Jason never knew. Another version, I ghosted because I discovered she was pregnant by someone else. Every story was conflicting, purposefully. So when gossip started swirling, no one knew what to believe. Then I created a burner Instagram account. With it, I followed her new business, a boutique event planning start she'd launched. Praised her work publicly. Slid into her DMs pretending to be a client. Got her to engage, all while collecting data. Then came the fake client. I hired someone, a very convincing actor, to pretend to be a high-profile influencer looking for wedding planning help. Emily bit hard. Meetings were scheduled. Contract discussed. Non-disclosure agreements exchanged. All legit, until the client backed out last minute due to a conflict with Emily's past. Word got around. Quiet whispers about her unethical practices. Suddenly, vendors were hesitant. Venues canceled meetings. Deposits got returned. Jason, meanwhile, was still coasting through life, planning his bachelor party with the swagger of a guy who thought he'd won. He had no idea what was coming. This is where it got delicious. See, Jason was a creature of habit. Same gym, same bars, same patterns. I hired a private investigator. Harmless stuff, just tracking movement. One weekend, we had gold. Turns out, Jason had his own little secret side piece. A yoga instructor, 23. Met at his gym. They'd been hooking up for months. Texts, hotel receipts, selfies. He even told her he was only marrying Emily for stability. Now I had everything I needed, and I hadn't even said a word either of them. Yet, exactly 2 weeks before the wedding, I sent out 12 envelopes, each one anonymous, each one containing screenshots of Emily and Jason's original affair, a timeline of their lives, Jason's new affair details, a QR code linking to a private Dropbox folder with photos, emails, and more. The recipients? Emily's parents, Jason's parents, Emily's sister, Jason's brother, maid of honor, best man, the officiant, wedding planner, 3 of their shared closest friends, and Emily herself. I didn't include a return address, just a sticky note. Thought you deserved to know before you say, I do. K. I wasn't there to see the chaos in real time, but my phone started blowing up within 24 hours. Through the few channels I'd left open, people were livid, confused, betrayed. Emily tried to deny it at first, claimed it was fabricated, until she saw the video files. Her own voice, her own face. Jason? He got punched by his own brother. Twice. The wedding? Postponed, then canceled. The venue? Non-refundable deposit. Gone. Vendors? Pulled out. And me? I sat back in my apartment, whiskey in hand, watching the world they built on lies collapse. But it wasn't over. Not yet. The wedding was canceled 3 days after the envelopes were delivered. 3 days. Apparently, Emily tried to do damage control the moment she opened hers. I wasn't there, but I heard through a grapevine of mutuals, who now treated me like some kind of dark legend, that she went into full meltdown mode. First, she tried to gaslight her own parents, claimed it was a smear campaign from someone jealous of her business. But her mom, a former attorney, she went through every file I curated like a crime scene analyst. When she got to the video of Jason kissing the yoga girl in the hotel elevator, Emily reportedly turned ghost white. Jason's response? Why the FK are people going through our private lives? Maybe if you didn't FK me behind my best friend's back, we wouldn't be here, was her reply. That's what I was told. Apparently, it got loud, violent. She smashed a vase. He stormed out. They didn't speak for 2 days. This wasn't just a failed wedding. It was a social implosion. Jason lost his best man and 3 groomsmen overnight. One of them texted me. Can't believe I backed that dude. You deserve better, man. Respect for how you handled it. Emily's maid of honor made an Instagram story that was nothing short of poetic. If your love story starts with betrayal, don't be surprised when it ends in humiliation. #karma. Emily tried to do PR damage control on her business page. A long-winded post about forgiveness and boundaries and learning from mistakes. But the internet wasn't having it. Vendors started dropping receipts. Screenshots of her trying to reschedule last minute, ghosting after signing non-refundable contracts, lying about referrals. Her Yelp page got torched. 1-star reviews rolled in. The boutique went from up-and-coming to radioactive in under 72 hours. Jason's gym affair? That girl ghosted him too. She posted a story with a snake emoji in the caption. Thought he was single. Nope. Good luck, bro. They both got exactly what they gave me. Silence, shame, and zero support. 1 week later, I received a message from an unknown number. It was Emily. Emily, I know you sent those envelopes. Emily, why would you do this to me? Emily, after all this time? I didn't reply. She followed up 2 days later. Emily, you've ruined my life. Emily, I'm not even mad anymore. I just want to know why. So I did something I hadn't done in 4 years. I called her. She picked up on the first ring. Her voice cracked when she said my name. Daniel, I didn't return the warmth. You lied. You cheated. You broke everything we had and replaced it with something rotten. I gave you time. I gave you silence. But then you put on a white dress and acted like none of it happened. That's why. She didn't speak for a while. Then, quietly, I didn't think you'd still be this angry. I laughed. I'm not angry. I'm just thorough. Click, from what I gathered after that call. The relationship didn't survive. Not that it was much of a relationship to begin with. Jason moved out within the month, back to his brother's spare room. Word is, he tried hooking up with another mutual friend shortly after and got rejected so hard she posted about it on Twitter. Emily tried to rebuild her business. Rebranded. New name, new logo, new fake positivity posts. But word gets around. Fast. Vendors blacklisted her. Clients canceled contracts. She went from boss babe to broken overnight. And me? I started sleeping better. Let me be clear. This didn't fix me. It didn't erase the pain of betrayal. It didn't unruin the memories. It didn't bring back the version of me who believed love was permanent, but it gave me control back. The day I found out they were engaged, it felt like the universe was mocking me. Like everything they did to me didn't matter. But now the world knows who they really are. And that's enough. I didn't ruin their wedding. They did. I just made sure no one missed the encore. Months later, I wrote a letter I never intended to send. Not to Emily, not to Jason, just to the ghosts of what they were. It went like this. You didn't just cheat on me. You robbed me of my future. The version of life I thought we were building. You made me question my worth, my instincts, my sanity. And the worst part? I still loved you after I knew. I loved you and hated myself for it. But now, I've reclaimed that part of me. Not because you gave me closure, but because I earned it. By reminding you and everyone else that lies rot, but truth burns. And I lit the match. It's been a year since the wedding that wasn't. Emily moved to another state. Tried starting over. I don't know how she's doing now. Don't care to. Jason deleted all his socials. Last I heard, he's working at his uncle's car lot, and even there he's persona non grata. As for me, I'm in a healthy relationship now. Took a long time to open up, but she knows the story. All of it. And somehow, she didn't run. She stayed. Because of her, I believe in people again. Not all people, just the right ones. I wasn't planning to write this. Not after everything. But months after everything fell apart, I needed to get it off my chest. I'm Emily. And yes, I cheated. I know that makes me the villain in most versions of this story. But it wasn't that simple. Jason and I started the affair when Daniel disappeared. No goodbyes, no explanations, just a vanishing act that broke me. I was lonely, scared, and confused. Jason was there. He was kind and funny and, yeah, wrong. But at the time, I needed someone. Someone real. Daniel? He was distant. Cold. I thought we were done. When I found out Daniel knew all along about us, that he was watching, I felt hunted. The envelopes were the last straw. I didn't just lose a wedding. I lost family, friends, my business, and any shred of dignity. But here's what no one talks about. The guilt. It's a weight I carry every day. I tried to reach Daniel after everything. Not for forgiveness. I'm not sure I deserve that. But to say, I'm sorry. For everything. He never responded. Maybe he never will. But here's the truth. I still love him. Jason isn't some heartless villain either. He called me once after the fallout. "Emily," he said, voice shaking. "We were idiots. I don't blame you. I just wish I hadn't been so selfish." He's lost so much, his family, his friends, his reputation. Sometimes, I wonder if karma's better at hurting the guilty than the innocent. One final message from Daniel came 6 months after the last. "Emily, I hope you find peace. I've found mine. We all have to live with the choices we make. I'm done looking back." That was the last time I heard from him. This story isn't about revenge or betrayal. It's about what happens when people hurt each other and what it takes to move forward. I don't expect sympathy, just understanding, because everyone deserves a chance to be better. Karma isn't a game. It's a mirror. It shows us who we really are. And sometimes the hardest person to forgive is ourselves.